Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Cavs Track. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing this with your friends. Today's episode is with our friend Jim Button. Jim was born in Germany. He is a father to two, husband to one of four brothers, and friends to many. That is so true. Jim is most passionate about his family, his friends, and our community, and that shines through each and every day. He loves building bridges that help others obtain the goals that they need to be successful. Jim also loves being able to help others through his blog, gatherwithjim.com. So cool. Friends, friends, you'll find his full bio attached. Jim, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me, Catherine.
For sure. Now, I couldn't pronounce the name of the town that you were born and grew up in.
I was born in Zweibrücken, Germany. Zweibrücken is two bridges. It's on the border of Germany and France. And another fun fact, so that's bridges, which is what I like to do. And we just discovered that just as we're having this conversation. The other irony is that before I was taken home, I was taken into a guest house right from the hospital. So I was which is appropriate for being in beer for 25, 30 years.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Thanks for sharing that.
Thanks. Thanks for actually helping me understand how I got here.
You definitely are a bridge builder, my friend.
Thank you.
And the questions, are you ready for them?
I think I'm ready, Kat.
Awesome.
My way.
Okay. Well, the first one, what has been your greatest challenge in the last few months?
Ooh, greatest challenge in the last 2 months. Well, I would have to say at the basic level, it's been my health. I've been having really tough times. I've had to be in the hospital a bunch of times. I've had infections, trying to figure out where, my tumor, I'm dealing with terminal cancer right now. And so the tumors are on my pancreas, the big ones. I've got a bunch in my lungs and other places, but the ones that are causing me problems are in the pancreas, and they keep causing blockages, and therefore I get infections and sepsis, and it's all gross. So I've been dealing with that. But at the higher level, it's more the staying positive. That's the harder challenge when you're going through something like this, because you're so fatigued and you're so much pain, and it's relentless. And I've been really having to draw on a lot of spots to maintain my positive attitude in order to be able to keep getting through it. I've got the positive attitude, and I feel way better today than I did yesterday, which is a complete step in the right direction. So on first glance, it would be health. Second glance, it's the challenge of staying positive.
Yeah, Jim, I don't know how you do it. You are truly an inspiration to us all.
Oh, thank you. People say that all the time, and I can't help but believe that most people, when they're put into a situation like this, well, you get two choices. You either choose to do it the way I'm doing it, maybe not as vocal about it as I am, but whether you get to choose to be positive or entrench and let it eat you up. And it's probably easier to just entrench, to be honest, and just kind of give up and let cancer take over. But I think most people a lot of people would choose to try and be positive.
Yeah,
keep on going.
You're definitely built in the positive side.
I'm lucky that way. I've always been that way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what about the three things that you'd like to share with the audience today?
Well, I'd like to, resilience and getting through hard times. It seems to be with COVID and business and all the mental health issues as a result of what we're going through as a society right now. The three things I'd like to share would be, how do you manage that? And the first one obviously is a positive attitude, and to look at obstacles as obstacles, not as dead ends, and look at a wall and say, okay, I've got to find a way to get around it. I got to get a way through it. I got to go over top of it. But that wall's just something in front of me that I need to get through. And I've had my fair share of walls, and walls that seemed insurmountable, walls that were seemingly insurmountable for my medical team that are always surprised when we do get by it. I was given a year to 2, and I'm at 4 and a bit now, and I attribute a lot of that to just being positive. So that'd be the first thought. Second thought would be recognize that we're all connected. We are all part of a shared ecosystem, shared environment, that my energy is transferred to you, your energy is transferred to me. So if you're transferring positive energy, that is helpful. If you're transferring negative energy, that is not helpful. The only time I accept your negative energy is when I'm feeling like I can help you by doing so, which in turn gives me positive energy. But the connectedness is something that we have overlooked as we've gotten more individualistic as time has gone on. We used to be much more connected. And I don't know, I do have a feeling that technology is not helping. It feels like we're more connected, but I don't think we're really truly connected to ourselves, to others, to the planet, and to all those things that for thousands of years have been what we've been connected to. And just as an example of that, I like to tell a story to kind of throw some people off, but it also exemplifies why and how strongly I believe. And that day is what really galvanized the thought. The day I was in the oncology's office with my wife, and I could tell something bad was about to happen because they were both looking at their shoes. And I knew something was me that I had my cancer was back. A year and a half prior to that, I had my kidney removed. And they told me cancer was back and it was in my lungs. I had 15 lesions in my lungs. And through the conversation, you have a year, statistically, this isn't them, they're just, all they can do is go off stats. And they said, the stats are a year to year and a half with stage 4 terminal renal cell carcinoma. And so it's a shock. And that's when you have to make a decision, positive or entrench. And my wife and I have always been very focused on the positive. So we went down that road. But that day, as we were adjusting to the news, I got a text from Avnish Mehta. And he, in it, he said, I hope you don't mind. I took you into a healing session. And in that healing session, I discovered a lot of clouds in your lungs. It doesn't look good, or it doesn't look good. I suggest you go see a doctor. It could just be allergies, but it doesn't look good. And so you kind of, your brain kind of expands quickly because you just all of a sudden, I hadn't told anybody I was going in. Nobody knew any of this. And out of the blue, to have that exact moment, somebody send you something that, call him up, and we've had lots of conversations. I've learned a lot. I've taken meditation, I've taken Qigong, and I've really understood mindfulness. I've really understood meditation and visualization as a result of this. And I truly believe, even more than I did before, that we are all connected. So when you're connected and you share your challenge with others, then it is not only helpful for you, it's helpful for them. And when they can share their positive energy with you, you can absorb it. And if you're participating in a scenario where you're not doing so well and others can help you, they feel really good about helping you. So that'd be the second one. The third one is living a life of purpose, having a reason to stay alive, having a reason to wake up every day, having a reason to move forward, which is why I started Gather with Jim. I find that I not only find it cathartic to write, but I also enjoy, I realized, I didn't know this before, I was actually kind of afraid to be a writer. And I found I really love writing. So it was a creative outlet for me. I found that what's been happening is people are reading this blog all over the world. I've got somebody in Belarus that reads it. I've got 40 people in Russia. They make me nervous. 40 people in Russia that read it. I've got people in France and Germany and Australia and Fiji, because I look at the stats and go, wow, this is, and they call me or they email me or they text me um, with encouragement, with questions, with desire for help. I go for coffees with people. I get at least somebody a week reaches out looking for help. And that gives me a lot of strength to help others because that's a big part of my fabric. And as you may not have known, Tracy and I just raised funds for Pediatric Psychosocial Oncology, and that program has started. So they can start doing research to do programming for kids and their families dealing with cancer. So having those three things are what get me through the day. And I think if I can say everybody has their heart, that could be just COVID. That could be not just COVID. That could be dealing with COVID. That could be any other mental health issue. That could be business. That could be divorce. That could be problem with their children. Everybody has their heart. And if you take this kind of approach, I think it'd be just an easier way to try and get through the arduous task of sometimes a hard life.
For
There's my
sure.
three things.
I love it, Jim. Words of wisdom. I knew they would be. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. It's been fun getting. It's been fun doing this. I'm enjoying having these opportunities. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Anything in your closing, whether it's a legacy, a good news story, or just anything you want to finish off with the audience?
You know, I'm a lucky man. You know, cancer is. You hear this, to be honest, and it's true. If you know somebody that has cancer, an awful lot of them will say how lucky they are that they've had cancer or they've had something, because it focuses you and it makes you realize how much you have. I've got the most incredible wife. She's the best partner. She is absolutely the best thing I could have ever lucked into in my life. We have two great kids. I've got a whole bunch of great businesses that I've started or have participated in, community initiatives. I am the luckiest man in the world, and I think if everybody takes stock of what they have and looks at things through a positive lens, they'll see that they're probably pretty lucky too.
No, I love it, Jim. Hey, you know what? We should get bracelets that say, "What would Jim Button do?"
Yeah, Jim Button would probably go have a beer.
You're such a good human, Jim. Thank you so much for taking time today.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
doing this. This is great.
Thank you. Everyone, that was Jim Button. You all know who he is. Go check out his really cool blog. I'm going to read it now. Enjoy the day, and we'll see you on the next one.